Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, especially to the types of government series. In this video, we will going to discuss the advantages as well as the disadvantages of Republican form of government. Firstly, let me begin with a question. What is Republic? Simple answer is Republic is a system of government or a form of government where the head of the state is either directly or indirectly elected. Now let us discuss the advantages of the Republican form of government first, then we can move to disadvantages. The first advantage of Republican form of government is that government is representative. As we know, in Republican form of government, every political offices, including the head of the state, must be elected. Means they must be elected by the people of the country. As a result of that, we can safely conclude the Republican form of government is representative. In Republican form of government, the constitution is held at supreme position, which will act as a limitation to a government which might try to hijack the power. And constitution is something that guarantee to the citizen that always government will be people centric or citizen centric. Another important advantage of the Republican form of government is limited laws and greater freedom. In Republican form of government, it is none other than people are the kingmakers. They elect their representative to make rules and regulations and laws and etc. So they will get an option to make a leader who will focus on limited laws and greater freedom. As we know, in Republican form of government, people are the kingmakers, so they can support anybody. So they can support the people who respect their voice. If somebody is not respecting their voice, they will not elect him. So we can say that in Republican form of government, people will have a greater say in political affairs. Despite of all of these advantages, the Republican form of government has its own disadvantages. Now let us discuss those here. The first disadvantage is that the Republican form of government is too expensive to operate. Elections requires lot of manpower as well as resources. In other words, the election is a costly affair, which is very difficult for a poor country to bear. According to Wikipedia, USA spends around $3.6 billion for federal election. It means it is huge amount of money, and we can say that Republican form of government is too expensive. According to other critics, the Republican form of government suits for the small countries and not for the big countries. And they say in small countries, since the people are closely located near the capital, they can have a great influence on the administration. But in big countries, people always scattered and they will be remotely located. Most of the people will be remotely located. As a result of that, people who are closely located to the capital will have a greater say in political affairs, but people who are remotely located from the capital will not have any such advantages. And another disadvantage of Republican form of government is it is time consuming. In Republican form of government, every law has to pass through a deliberative process, but it takes a lot of time. Even people may have to wait for years to get a law. Even they are waiting for it, even they are demanding for it, it doesn't matter. They have to wait for long for a law to be enacted. In countries with a low literacy rate, the Republican form of government may not function as per principle, because the people will become the victims of the sugar-coated words of the politicians. Another important disadvantage of Republican form of government is identity politics. Most of the people are identifying themselves with a particular caste, religion, language, etc. In a diverse country, people will turn into hostile political groups and work against one another. The politicians also adding to this narration, and they are trying to balkanize people on the name of religion and race and etc., and they are trying to gain some political benefit out of it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Please give me thumbs up, and if you want to add anything to it, please write it down in the comment section and I will write it down in my description along with your name. Thank you.